Hey everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. Try not to make fun of me too much from my little itty bitty microphone that broke off. Hey, I am not feeling too good today. I'm feeling a little bit feverish and I have pain throughout my whole body. So I'll make this video as short as possible. Guys and gals, if you have Instagram, I have an Instagram account called The Firearms Trainer. That's just another way that you could connect with me and you could connect with my content. So let's get started. Today's question comes from one of our subscribers who was previously in a leadership position, a semi-management position. And the reason why I mention that is it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how much experience you have. There's no stupid question. If you have a question, you can always ask me. So this question comes through email. Occasionally, I do respond to my emails. And this is a two-part question. The first part of the question involves, Sean, are we required as private security to announce ourselves before we're conducting a building search? And the second part of the question is, Sean, do we have to announce ourselves in a multi-story building on every single story that we're about to clear? So let me begin by this. And I've said this on many occasions. Private security should not be clearing buildings. And here's why. They should not be clearing buildings because most private security do not have the proper training. That involves close quarter combat training. At law enforcement academies, they touch on the surface a little bit, but not too much. But most private security academies don't even touch on close quarter combat training. And what's going to end up happening is you think you know how to safely clear a building, when in all reality, there's nobody judging you, there's nobody critiquing you, and you really don't know how to do it, and you're going to end up endangering yourself or other people. I think I made about 2 videos where I did social media reviews on security companies. These security companies that I reviewed did a haphazard job clearing the buildings. I mean, it was unsafe. I recently tried to make another social media review video, and the tactics are horrible. And this is just, some of these videos are just random videos that I click on. The tactics are horrible because there's a lack of training and a lack of knowledge. You have to go through some close quarter combat training or have somebody that knows what they're talking about teach you how to clear a building. If not, you're going to do it in an unsafe manner. So number one, please have the proper training. And number two, have a partner, because the proper training involves having a partner as well. So let's just say that you've been properly trained. Should you announce yourselves? Well, the question of should you and are you required to involve 2 different answers. I can't think of any circumstance where you're required or you're mandated by law to announce yourself. But I think it's a very good idea to do that. And here's why. Police have been scrutinized for no-knock warrants. What that basically involves is a law enforcement agency, usually a tactical team, usually a SWAT team, they'll serve a search warrant or an arrest warrant, and they will not announce themselves. And the reason why they're doing that is because they want to use the element of surprise. Maybe there's guns involved and there's a great deal of danger involved once they knock on the door. So they end up going to a judge and getting a no-knock warrant. I'm not totally against it, but I am not a proponent for no-knock warrants, guys, in law enforcement. I think that what ends up happening in a law enforcement context, if all of a sudden you have 7 guys that are in paramilitary gear going inside of your house in the middle of the night or early in the morning, if you are a resident of the house, you might think that your house is being home invaded. And after all, drug dealers get hit by other drug dealers more common than we want to admit. So that's a viable argument. Hey, I thought that this was some drug dealers trying to rip me off. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but this is how people think. So I don't think that we should that judges should sign off all the time on no-knock warrants. There's always some type of need for a no-knock warrant. So having this in mind, police should announce themselves. Okay, that's why this is called, that technique or tactic is called a reasonable knock and notice. Security should do the same thing, just to announce to all the occupants that there's security involved. What I don't want you guys to be doing is going up there and sneaking up to people. You sneak up to people, that person in that tent or that transient that's hiding might think that that somebody's invading their space. And they might, in their own twisted mind, they might think that somebody is conducting a home invasion or invasion on their property. I think it's a horrible idea not to announce yourselves. When you announce yourselves, it gives others the opportunity to surrender, to give themselves up, to come out with their hands up. So what I prefer that you guys do is announce yourself. Private security, announce yourself. Private security, announce yourself. Come out slowly with your hands in the air. Something to that degree. It gives the perpetrators time to surrender. Now, if you are clearing a multi-sectional building, there's multiple levels, I do think on every layer you should announce yourself. If the reasonable person on the second, third, or fourth layer probably couldn't hear you yelling out your commands on the first layer. Okay, there's a lot of large mall properties. There's multi-story complexes that are abandoned. I do think it's a good idea to announce yourself every single time. Remember, you're not the SWAT commander. You are not special forces. Well, some of you are actually special forces. You have since retired, but look, this is the civilian world. You're gonna have to give people a reasonable opportunity to surrender. Okay, there's really no need on most circumstances to conduct some type of covert entry, guys. Okay, so make sure that you're announcing yourself. So that's all I have. If you guys have any other questions, comments, and concerns, feel free to comment in the section below. Take care.